All right, we're going to look at a newly created project. This is the newly created project, Rotary, that I've done. We open up the main.c. I want to show the beginnings of a C file. Here you'll see a pound include at the very top. First thing I want to point out is that in a C file, the pound directives, pound include, pound define, pound if defined or not defined, different directives, are not technically part of the C language. They're actually part of a tool called the C Preprocessor. It runs as part of the compilation process. It runs initially, and it does textual preprocessing of your code to generate actual C files that go to the compiler. So in this case, the pound include bracket avr/io.h says to go find this file avr.io.h and bring it into this main.c file. When you see the brackets around the AVR, around the file you're including, here and here, those brackets tell the pound include directive to go anywhere in its system include path to find that file. We'll see a method of this later with quotes that just says to look in the direct file space where you are. But this bracket says go to the hold include path, find the file avr/io.h. So if we look in our dependencies, we will find this file. io.h has been included. So I'm going to look at that one now. So io.h has a lot of comments up front. We'll scroll past those. And here comes some more C Preprocessor directives. This is a pound if not defined. So if this value right here has not been defined, it will skip. If it has been defined, it will skip all this code, go down to the very end where there is a pound end if. So it's a basic if-else block, but it's an include block. And so it says, if this has already been defined, skip all of this. So initially it hasn't been defined, so we come in. Well, the first thing we do is pound define it. Define that value. That means that if someone else includes this file, again, none of this will run. It'll just skip this whole block. And then it just has a whole list of if defined all these files. Now some of the definitions can come from the compiler's command line or from the tool, this IDE that's invoking it. This particular IDE, the Atmel Studio, knows that we have an Atmega 328. Right? It asked us that when we created the project initially, and in our template we have that automatically encoded. So if we go down to the 328, which I'll have to find here, there it is. There's our 328. It says we'll include AVR IOM 328p.h. And there's this file right here. If we look at this file, it's going to have quite a few more of these different compiler directives or preprocessor directives. But here come a lot of pound defines that should be familiar to you. Here's the pin B, it's defined as IO address 8. Here's DDR-B, it's at IO address 4. Port B is at IO address 5. If we scroll down far enough, we keep seeing more of these that we've seen before. And notice it jumps here from an IO directive to a memory directive. That will no longer be our concern. The tool, C will handle all that for us, whether to do an in or out to the ports or load or store from memory. But I just want to call your attention, it's still the same names that you've seen before. OCR 0B, timer counter 0, etc. So you still have to deal with the same register names, but they're pound defined in this particular file here. Okay, so that's kind of an introductory look at the project. From here, we'll start looking at adding in some more files and code.